We are starting with day 34 of our daily tea practice. We've seen the seasons change during our time together as I'm attempting to try to just put my hair into something that resembles summer. My god, it's really hot here in Vegas. It's really hot. It's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 33 degrees Celsius. It's not supposed to be this hot here, but it is. But that's okay. I guess I'm gonna perform at a handicap because I don't like the heat. Welcome to today's tea practice. Day 37 of our tea practice together. My god, I need a haircut. And I can't go get a haircut because we're all under quarantine. That's okay. Yeah. It's time for us to do some white tea because it's so hot today, and you know, I'm trying to make myself feel better with the way that I'm like setting up my tea table. Like everything that's blue and refreshing, we're gonna put on the tea table to try to, you know, get some kind of semblance of refreshment here. And then I was like, how do I dress myself for summer? I'm one of those people who doesn't know how to dress for summer. Anyone else who has long sleeves even through the summer? Sweaters? Yeah? Anyone else? That's me and Steven. So welcome to today's tea practice. We're going to be doing, I think, our fourth or fifth round of blind tasting. We did a blind tasting for the green tea. We did just an oolong one. We did the Pour Love Challenge blind tasting. And today we're doing a white tea blind tasting. For the record, the score is, depending on which team you are, Refriends, we're at 0 and 4. And Steven Friends, you guys are at 4-0. So, congrats. I am including the Pour Love Challenge, which is really not supposed to be an accuracy one, but I still didn't do things very well there. So welcome. Asulite, welcome to the practice today. Joe, Adrian Ip, Marjolin from me.mar, Tea Blossom, Precious Tea, I hope your tea is very precious today. Delphine, Bonsoir, Nyanka S. Becker, Felix, how's it going? Gabby, happy Thursday to you, and David Bess, welcome, welcome. I'm glad Marjolin's the same. Long sleeves here too. I don't know how to handle summer either. Yeah, I don't know, is it like an introvert quality? We just want to have like our little scarves and like long sleeves and a book bag, you know. We don't know how to do the high ponytail. Yeah. As you can see, I've just been attempting to try to put my hair up, but look at this. The proof of our social distancing is coming up. My hair is so long. It's almost taller than I am. Okay. Jeremy, welcome. Don't worry, you're not late. We're late. We were like scrambling to find the white tea. I almost walked in on Steven picking the white tea for today, and we almost had to change it, but we got this. Alright, so my tasting setup today, we have 2 white teas. Is that correct, Steven? Yeah. 2 white teas. Yeah, and if it's 1-1, we go to a tiebreaker. And
I
just,
didn't know that.
Yeah, we usually, right? I mean, you had to pull another one then.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the spot.
Delphine says, couldn't Steven cut your hair? I don't know. Do you trust a kid like that to cut my hair? I guess if I lose today, he'll pity me so much that he'll be like, okay, I'll make sure to not mess up your hair. Dino Lencioni is here. Welcome, welcome. Carol Atelier, hello Midori. Yeah, welcome. We just started, so don't worry. You guys are right on time. We're the ones who are kind of late. But that's okay. God, this is the visual of the teapot steaming. The tea kettle steaming is just really intense. On this hot 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 33-ish degrees Celsius. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. So, you know, blue kind of, you know, table setting, light colored teaware. I've changed from my tall guy one to my short guy one, just a little bit cooler. And yeah. Hope that you guys are thinking about your tea design. We were thinking about doing cold brew today. It's just so hot, but we were like, oh, our friends in Europe and Canada and the rest of the US would be like, what the hell are you guys doing? Cold brew? It's still snowing outside. I didn't want you to feel like we were rubbing it in your faces or anything. Everyone's grass is always greener, right? Everyone who lives in a snowy climate wants sun, and people who live in the desert want snow. That's just how life goes. We're humans. But there is something I want today, and I'm happy with, is white tea. White tea is maybe my favorite tea alongside oolong. And we were thinking, like we were talking about it. We have so many cool ideas that we came up with during brainstorm today. That's why it took so long to figure out.
Which one are we going to do?
We're going to do the white tea one, don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, white tea is the one I know pretty much as well as oolong. White tea is easier though, I think, because with white tea, I think it's easy to see the leaves and figure out at least what the type is. I think the challenging thing will be that it's easy to figure out what white tea kind of general type it is, but if it's like a weird region or there's something kind of off about it, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pinpoint. So in a way, it's an easy taste test, but in a way, I'm kind of nervous because we haven't had white tea a lot recently. White tea is not something I tend to drink a lot during the winter, so we haven't looked at their white teas in a while. Out of practice, but I do like to challenge ourselves. I don't like to take the easy road. Easy's boring. Okay, so y'all ready? Luca V28 is here. Claire, it's nice to see you here. Maki Tea Life, Josh.to, Dahlia David, Miza Yen. I wonder how many of these people actually believe in me after so long. Yeah, it's okay. We're always learning. We're team always learning. And then Steven is team too afraid to even be on camera. And all Steven has to do is to pick a tea that's a little bit difficult and he wins. So let's roll. Come on. Let's see these white teas.
Tea number one.
Tea number one. That could be anything, dude. This is a white tea cake of some sort. It looks like every single white tea cake in the universe. How precise do I gotta be? If I guess the age can just be a range. I don't know the ages of our white teas, dude. Okay. Wow, alright. So tea number one is this white tea cake. This is what I mean about white tea being a little bit easy because you can kind of tell what it is visually from the leaves very easily. Because let's say with like oolong, it's just balls, right? Like it's just green balls, dark balls, long balls, short balls. You know, it's kind of hard to tell. A Shanlingxi will look pretty much very similar to a high mountain elsewhere in Taiwan, and even the green oolongs from China and Taiwan will kind of look similar sometimes. But this is unmistakably a pressed aged white tea. You can tell from the kind of dark color that it's been aged quite a bit. I think it's a Shomei. Shomei is that 3rd or 4th grade of white tea. Not as many buds, kind of more of that dark, kind of coarse leaf material. Typically, Shomei is used to press cakes. So, yeah. I don't know what it is exactly upon initial inspection, though. I'm gonna guess it's China, because not very many other regions will press cakes like this. So, China. Fujian, yeah. Safe one. Steven, are you playing it easy with us? I am not going to break these up. I usually like to break my cakes apart when I brew them, but I want to kind of maintain the integrity of the leaves while I'm...
You're going to use all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Not all of it.
Tiny
I'm gonna leave the little bits so I can kind of look at them. Why would you give me an aged white tea when it's so hot outside? I'm saying this because, you know, white tea tends to be pretty refreshing, but aged white tea is pretty warming. Just, I mean, it's darker, it's got more like honey, raisin tones. Ugh. I hope it's not a raisin one. Claire, I'd love to learn more about white tea, she says. Sorry, I've been MIA lately. I've been dying under a lab report and exam. Well, I'm glad that you're not dying anymore. But welcome back. Tea is always going to be there. That's the thing about tea. Sometimes you'll take breaks. Sometimes you won't drink tea for a long time. I think at one point I took a break from tea for about 3-4 months and really didn't drink any tea for 3 or 4 months. Can you imagine? 3 or 4 months with no tea. Like barely. The only tea I would have had during that period was maybe like I went out with some friends and I had like an iced tea, which is really crazy to think about. But then it showed me also how nice tea is in that it's not super addictive. We love it, but it's not like we just jones for tea the way that someone might do for coffee or, you know, I mean, I certainly crave tea, but I can also, imagine being without it. It doesn't make me feel like I'm going to go insane if I don't have it. But it's definitely better to have it. So tea will wait for you. Tea is always going to be there. So first steep of this aged white tea. I think it's aged. Dark color, yeah. Ew, raisins. See, this is making it difficult for me because the cakes that taste like raisins, I don't like. My first guess is like Tea and Whisk's 2012 Chomay. They have one that's very raisiny. Everyone likes it. It's really good, but okay. It's got a raisin aroma. It's actually quite juicy. I'm surprised by how juicy it is. The texture is very nice, if I'm being perfectly honest. Marjolaine asks, do you feel Chomay ages better than a more bud-rich white? That's the traditional kind of frame of thought, right? Is that the leaves will tend to age a little bit better than the buds. And I think what's in the leaves is more like starches and less of the crazy kind of very complex polyphenols and other components in the buds. The buds are the most kind of like, there's a lot going on in them. So I think it's a little bit, I'm not a tea scientist, right? I try to be, but I'm not a tea chemistry scientist. But the buds have a lot of complex things going on. A lot of the aromatic compounds, I feel like, are associated with the buds and the stems. And they just, yeah, I feel like they're just not as prone to aging over time. A lot of the fresh, bright, kind of grassy, floral, fresh, springtimey flavors come from the buds, and those just don't age as well. I think that the leaves, if you can try to do this actually. If you have a Chomay, go and pick out all the buds, and then pick out all the leaves, and then brew them side by side, and you'll be able to taste the difference between the leaves and the buds from the same tea. The same processing, same maker, same cultivar, just buds and leaf material. And I think that the leaves are the ones that have more texture, and texture tends to age well in tea. So I think that's why. Personally, yeah, I think that the Chomay tends to age a little bit better, but not being an expert, it depends on the tea, I'd say. Yeah, I've had some really good aged Silver Needle. I think aged Silver Needle is kind of like, oh, why would you age Silver Needle? But I've had some really good ones. Actually, the reason why I don't have more of it is because I always like to drink it. So, and I have a lot of aged Chomay because I don't want to drink it because it's... How many times do we say raisins? Then we have this joke where like, for every single time I say raisin, someone has to take a shot of tea. Everyone has to take a shot of tea. We'll get everyone tea drunk today. Claire's having some Longjing. Congrats for not failing the exam. Also, I think Jeremy and Delphine also finished their semester yesterday. Yes! Congrats, Canadian friends. Anyone else finishing up their college semesters soon? I'm not sure what the academic semesters are like elsewhere, but here in America, we've kind of just suspended ours. Kept it online long distance learning, I guess. Yeah, but seems like a lot of people are finishing up their college elsewhere, their semesters. Okay, so I'm gonna stack these. I really, really like this. Actually, I wonder if it's even too good to be the Tea and Whisk 2012 Chomay. They have a couple aged whites at Tea and Whisk, which is our local shop here in Vegas. We have quite a palette for aged white tea in Vegas. I don't know why. I think it just hit at the right time. It was very trendy at the time that the shop opened, and then people kind of got into it faster. Delphine she works at Camellia Sinensis, has been there for a long time, and she's seen the trends and stuff, and some of you who've been in tea for quite a bit too will know that this aged white tea stuff is for the whippersnappers. It's like all the new tea people were able to see the aged white tea kind of come out. But back then, even 6, 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I bet even further back, but I wasn't around then, the aesthetic was for as fresh as possible, pristine, newly picked, buddy white tea. So these kind of coarse, like looking, ooh, aged white tea is so old. It's stale. You toss out your white teas after year 1 or 2. So there's this kind of been this difference, I guess, in the older tea shops that Delphine pointed out. It's harder for the almost more experienced or more long-lived clientele to wrap our heads around the aged white tea thing. And yeah, I like aged white tea, but people who are just getting into tea right now, they hop into aged white tea like poop. It's just there for them. And they're crazy about it. It's good. I think I like it better without the raisin taste. Okay, steep number 2. It's very good. Even with the raisin thing going on, it's just really smooth, well-rounded. Yeah, is it Tea and Whisk aged Chaumet this good? They have a couple different cakes there. This is Steven hitting me where I'm weak, as I don't taste all of those white tea cakes because I don't care for them as much. The aged white tea cake that I do have is actually not a Chaumet. It's a Gongmei. It's got no raisin flavor at all. It's very different from this. Yeah. Let me say my hellos. Hidustock, welcome. Static ET, Lilac Sabina. Oh, in August, we saw it was your birthday yesterday, and we were like, oh, he pops on. We gotta tell him happy birthday. And then I told Steven, dude, he's not supposed to be on right now. He's supposed to be living his best life. And Steven's like, but he's social distancing, so they will be at home. And you're like, okay, that's right. No. So happy birthday, August. I hope that you had a nice 50th, right?
50.
50th. I was like, August is 50? There's no way. It must be the tea and the happy vibe. So cheers to you.
Tea's keeping you young.
Yeah, tea and pottery. And I've never even seen your forearms, August. This is a creepy thing to say, but everyone who does pottery has like them forearms. Just you know, like, you know, regardless of, you know, like ceramicist men, ceramicist women, ceramicist whoever, they got those nice forearms, man. You know, like kneading and stuff. People who also do matcha quite a bit have the nice forearms, but us. Like me? Nah, no forearms. I just tilt the guy one. I have a lot of fine motor control, but not a lot of... Anyway.
Petite.
I'm stalling because I have no idea what this is. I think my best guess is a 2012 aged Chaumet from Tea and Whisk. Why I'm kind of doubting it is that it's better than I remember it being, but then usually Ken brews it for me, and Ken, our friend Ken, hits like a truck. Yeah. Does it match the age? I'm not sure. Oh man, Steven, what's our criteria for me getting this right? I think it's Chinese Fujian Chaumet aged white. Do I have to get the year right? The year range?
So I will tell you, I don't know how old this is. So I'm not going to make you guess that.
What? Well, I think it's around that age range. I think it's like 10 years old. That tells me a lot about what it is then. He's starting to pity me because I haven't done very well here. Wow. Now it makes me wonder if it's a Shang tea. Because Shang doesn't put his years on his packaging. Shang Tea is a white tea specialist in Kansas City. They do a lot of aged white tea. I think actually the first time I tried a brick aged white tea was from them, which is kind of crazy. You wouldn't think that Kansas City in the middle of Missouri, well, it's not in the middle, it's on the very edge actually, but in, you know, what we would call on the West Coast, bumfuck nowhere, would have really good white tea, and they really do actually. They specialize in white tea and white tea cultivars that are turned into other things like white tea oolong, white tea pu'er, just that whole Chinese approach to naming the tea after the plant rather than the processing. So if you've seen like white oolong or white pu'er, it's from Shang Tea in Kansas City. So August says tea, olive oil, happiness make good forearms. That's hilarious. Claire Ree will one day develop the beefiest wrist from Gaimon pouring. Maybe I do already. I do have pretty good wrists, but besides that, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'd hope so. I've had a Gaiwan for a long time, and my wrists still look very, I don't know. They got some weight, I guess. Okay. And yeah, Shang tea, brick aged white tea, maybe? Maybe that's why I think that it's better than a tea and whisk one, because Shang tea has really, really good aged white tea. Yeah, I'm gonna do just a couple more steeps of this just to see how much kind of endurance, generosity, as Delphine likes to say, this tea has, which will kind of give me a range of the quality. Something to note is that aged white tea, I find, is very difficult to tell the quality of the tea unless you drink it. If you just look at the leaves, because it's a cake, you know, stuff breaks off and stuff. So it's hard to tell how good it is. There's a lot of really crappy white tea out there, if I'm being perfectly honest. Oh god, I hope this is not the bathroom cleaner one. We have a bathroom cleaner white tea cake. Okay, it's not. Yeah, you don't know about that cake? We got this really beautiful cake from Fooding, and I was helping Leo at Tea and Whisk kind of evaluate his samples. Again, I don't work there, but I help teach classes there. So the better tea he has, and the more, you know, he knows about the tea, the better it is for me, because my workshops, you know, I like teaching the basic classes, but I also like to push people like further down the road when I'm there. And we had this tea that came in, and it was beautiful. One of the most beautiful white tea pressed cakes I've ever seen, just in terms of just how fine the buds were. The leaves are so distinct. And then you brewed it, and it tasted like a bathroom, like a clean bathroom. So I'm not talking about like bathroom smells. I'm talking like tiles that you'd like scrub with cleaner. You remember that? Yeah. It sucked balls. It just was horrible. It just, yeah, it tasted like someone, like, I don't know, had it in their something. It was horrible. There was no tea taste that you could really enjoy beyond the cleaner aroma. Like Windex or something, like cleaner. Horrible. Yeah, and so I actually have that cake. I love bad tea. I really, really like bad tea just to have it. And you learn a lot about storage and good tea through bad tea. So I still have it. So if any of y'all, you know, piss me off, and then I have you for tea, and I have this really suspiciously beautiful looking white tea cake, you gotta brace yourselves, man. Or just get on my bad side, and then I'll never brew that bathroom cleaner white tea. Or if we're really, really good friends, and then I'll brew it for you, because I think you can handle it and learn something. But
for the laughs. For
the laughs, yeah. Yeah. If you only drink good tea, you can't learn about tea, I think. I'm sad that I have it, though. It's really poisonous. As we're trying to figure this out, and Steven is slowly seeing his chances of winning, you know, increase, let us know what you're drinking today. On this lovely Thursday, day 37 of our time together. We only have 3 days left. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wow. 40 days of tea practice. Congratulations to you guys who've like popped in almost every single day. Every day for some of you. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you've taken something from all of this. I definitely have. It's always nice to like learn together and trade notes. So I'm kind of sad to see our daily practice go, but we got some extra work to do. Gotta work on the website, you know, gotta actually talk on the Discord. I've been so like live streams that, you know, again, I am an introvert, so afterwards I'm just like, Steven, let's like, you know, eat and drink milk and watch StarCraft for like a couple hours. Not that I don't enjoy our time together. You know what it is. Yeah, I don't even have to explain that to people. Y'all are introverts. You could really, really enjoy your time with people that you really love and still afterwards need some downtime, right? I'm willing to bet that 70% of us are introverts, at least. Is there anyone who's an extrovert here? Not to say we're trying to single you out, but I'm just curious because most people in the tea world that I met have been relative introverts, or people call them ambiverts, like they do both. So yeah, tea tends to, attract people who are a little bit more, have had the time to like sit with a cup of tea by themselves and stuff. So cheers to y'alls. But yeah, that's the thing about introversion, is that if you're with people that you like, it's really not that exhausting. Really, it's only the fact that it's been 40 days straight. I could do this all the time, but 40 days straight is a lot. Yeah. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed your time with us. And don't worry, we'll go back to our regular kind of weekly, maybe bi-weekly streams. It's just not going to be every single day. And then, of course, if you'd like to just always be involved all the time, there's a Discord, because if you're just talking to me and listening to what I'm saying, you're only going to get to a certain point. You need to be around other people too. And that's why we created the Discord, because, even in this chat, there are people who are, just incredibly knowledgeable and have gone to the tea farms, are really, really crazy, creative, and really good brewers and tea people, and ceramicists, and just tasters, and then they're just, a lot of the time, the best people are like really humble, so they're not gonna say anything about how good they are, and then you find out something, you're like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you guys know who I'm talking about. There are a couple of you in chat who are like, is she talking about me? And I'm like, yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, tea people are awesome. Yeah. So Joe, yeah, not an introvert, just most people suck. There's that too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I definitely feel sometimes like I could extrovert all day with tea people, but the moment I step out of our tea bubble, like we went to the post office last week, and it was our first like human interaction with non-tea people and not us and you guys, and it was horrible. Like we weren't even at the building yet, and people were assholes, right? Like, wow. So it makes me wonder, we should just have some tea and be like, hey dude, like have some aged white tea. I don't even like this, it tastes like raisins, but maybe you'll like it because you're so pruny. I'm so bad. I'm just stalling here. This is an aged white tea, Chomay. I don't think it's a Bai Mudan. It's not a silver needle, just from the looks of it. It's about 10 years old. It's very, very good. It's in like the upper echelon of cakes. It's very, very good. Man. Yeah. It's extremely good. So because it's extremely good, I'm gonna say it's Shang Tea from Kansas City, because they have really, really good aged white tea. And some of that raisin notes that I know is very, very obvious in the tea and whisk one is not here. It's just kind of there. The tea and whisk one is extremely raisiny. Maybe it's just the way I'm brewing it. I don't know. Let me chase the beauty a little bit. I learned that from our friend MJ Green Mountain, who says if you're kind of like wanting to extend a tea session, just put a little bit more leaf on the brewed leaves. I'm like, wow. He calls it chasing the beauty. I don't know if it's there's like that, like the generation before ours who are really deep into tea. They have all these different terms that I'm not sure if they got it from like their Hong Kong tea masters or Singaporean tea masters or something. Or if they just made it up themselves. Either way, it's still a totally awesome word. Chasing the beauty when you're trying to, a tea that's been kind of starting to seep out, you refresh it by putting more leaves into it, which kind of goes against what basic fundamental tea theory is, which is you want the leaves to be as consistent as possible. You don't want to mix first brew leaves with fifth brew leaves, but if you're that good, like MJ is, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So that's where I got that. Cha chai tea that hasn't worked for me, chasing the beauty. Ooh, is that a term that you guys use too? I'm so curious. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Cha chai tea, are you posting these live sessions on Facebook? Yeah, they're actually on YouTube. I just don't like Facebook. Yeah. But they're on YouTube if you want to see these again.
Some of the links in the link tree.
Yeah. It's on in our bio. So if you'd like to go onto YouTube, you can also subscribe if you want to get replays sent to you once they get popped up. And then for the future, when we go back to our kind of weekly, maybe bi-weekly schedule, we'll pop them up on YouTube. Still, yeah. I don't know. Should we do once a week lives? I used to do once a week lives, but I've done almost a year worth of lives in 40 days. Because usually it's 52. Once a week for a whole year is 52. I started doing the bi-weekly, like twice a week. That was pretty fun too. I'm not sure what we should do actually. We haven't thought about it. After this 40 days, me and Steven are going to take a 3-day weekend. Feels like it should be like a 5-day weekend, you know? We've been kind of going nonstop. But that's okay. I'm a very like forward-thinking person, forward-leaning, which is not a good or a bad thing. If I'm anxious, I rather just do something rather than deal with the anxiety sometimes. Okay. Yeah, very tasty. I have no better guess of this. I will say that this tea is very hot. So fuck Steven for
it is
for drinking for. Steven, I feel like like my betrayal of Steven is both like, you're my boyfriend, so don't you care about me feeling really hot because you're pouring a tea for me that's so hot, like warm? And number 2, Steven, you know, learned tea together with me, right? So I'm like, did I not teach you to not pour aged white tea for someone who's really hot? Like, I thought that I would like have communicated that to you. Okay, so screw you, Steven. You guys, if it's really hot, don't pour people dark roast oolong or aged white tea or a really warm tea, okay? Like, show that you care about them and pour them something refreshing, because now I'm sweating. Screw you. Okay, that's my guess. It's a aged white tea from Shanti. Oh.
But it's not a Chomé. It's a Baimodon.
What?
Yeah.
Dude! Okay, I was like, oh, it's the correct... I'm sorry for yelling. I'm really pissed off now. It's a Baimodon?
That's what it says on the website. It doesn't say on the bag.
I don't agree. This is not a Baimodon. There's no way.
Maybe it's a different tea on the
website. Can I see the website? So Steven's looking... So, yeah, like I said, Shangti doesn't tend to put their years on the site. Their years on their packaging. So brick-aged white tea. Dude, the thing about Shangti too is that they tend to change their profiles without, you know, updating stuff.
Somewhere in there
what does it say? Aging our white peony for 1 year. Dude! What? That's not... Is that a white peony?
Is that the same tea or did they change it? Could be a different tea.
Yeah. It says aged white tea. Lao Bai Cha. It doesn't say here.
I pulled it up because I was looking for an age.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take
We'll give it to you.
I'm gonna take a serious look at it and think if it's white tea or if it's a Baimodon or not. Because it is relatively subjective what someone calls white tea and Baimodon and, you know, Chomé. But Shang is a white tea master and I am not. So I will actually, I don't know, is it a Baimodon? Is it a Baimodon? It really could be.
It could be a different tea from what's on the website, though.
So what we're trying to figure out here, that's why we're just kind of like looking at the leaves, is I guess it was a Shangti aged white, which is correct. So Shangti got the producer, got the cake, got the age. That's the correct age. The range is correct from when I remember buying this. We got the region and just the overall style. But I said it was a Chomé. And the site right now for them says it's a white peony. And it is a little bit deceiving because when white peony ages, it also gets dark like this. It does look like it's... I did notice the leaves are pretty big. What do you guys think? but we're not sure if it's the same lot. Can I see the Shomei? Can we see the Shomei? If they have a Shomei up there. Yeah. Should I give it to me? We'll figure it out. And yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, oh, we can look at the leaves too. Let's look at the leaves. I'm sweating, Steven.
They don't have a Shomei.
They don't have a Shomei.
They have Silver Needle, White Peony, Wild White, Brick Aged White.
And there are like parameters that like Chinese tea makers will use to call something White Peony versus Shomei. And I should have looked at the leaves, but Shomei is very commonly pressed into cakes. I don't know. So for those of you who are, haven't done a lot of like white tea grading before, Silver Needle is just the buds, right? Just the buds, and then White Peony is the buds with the leaves, and then Shomei is the bud, older leaves, older leaves, older leaves, or the bud with older leaves that have been grown a lot like bigger. Let's see if I can find like a full leaf set, and then I will decide whether or not I should have opened the leaves. That's something I keep forgetting to do, is I keep forgetting to open the leaves after I brew the tea in these blind taste tests. It looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. I think it is a Baimudan. Where's Ross when you need him? Ross Alman, who sometimes joins us during tea practice, used to work at Shang, and we could ask him to make a... Can I get a 0.5?
I was gonna give it to you.
You were gonna give it to me?
It says Shang tea, aged white tea. That's all the bag says.
I didn't get the... Okay. See, now I'm like...
Because the bag doesn't say.
I'm getting hard on myself because I feel like this is too good to be a Shomei, and I should have known that. Because it's so good. But then Shomei can be this good too. This is why we were joking about the raisin thing, but Shomei tends to show up very raisiny. Like, it's got more of that dried fruit taste because there's more leaf material. The reason why this is lighter, more floral, less offensive to me, I should have seen that, but I didn't know if it was just the tea being really good. It's your call.
We'll give it to you.
Okay. It's like okay, I guess I'll take the point. I should have known it was a White Peony. So, I should have opened the leaves. I don't think I would have guessed though, because I haven't thought about White Peony can be pressed into cakes too. That's for sure. But yeah, let's just give it. I think I'll accept that because I'm just hot and I fought for this. Really hard. Okay, so yay! At 1 point, I guess I got the producer right and the tea. The grade is a little bit off, but I think we're good. Yeah. And we're not completely sure because the package doesn't say it. It's almost just me speculating that I'm wrong rather than me actually being wrong. I think that's why I'm okay. Alright, that is very, very good though. And I learned something. I need to not assume right off the bat that it's a Shomei in the future, or else Steven might not give me the point again. Woohoo! Yeah. I think that's okay. I'm being hard on myself. The package literally doesn't tell us. The package itself. So,
yeah.
The website we're referencing is like, Shang always is constantly updating his website and stuff, and that year could have been a white tea, a Shomei could have been a White Peony, so I'm almost speculating to make myself wrong. Cool. The Earl Grey story and Sonia, welcome to the middle of our agonizing over white teas. Yeah, and Steven torturing me with very hot tea. Warming tea. I'm not talking about the temperature, it just feels very warm. Okay, give us something more interesting, Steven. What's our next tea? You really gonna do this to me?
What?
You really want me to win, huh? Today?
What? I don't know what that is.
You don't know what this is?
You don't know what that is.
I don't know what this is?
You don't know what it is.
You don't know what...
Drink the tea.
Dude. Look at this. There's one tea that I know looks like this. Is it Joe's Sugar White? No, it looks very similar to this, but I don't think he would give me a tea that we haven't had yet. Joe sent us some sugar white from Leafy Green Tea, which is a Taiwanese white. Very interesting stuff. But I think this looks like a Taiwanese white as well. Have you seen a white tea like this before? Very kind of unusual. This tells me this is not China, because Chinese people are just mainland Chinese people, and just Chinese tea culture in general really values beautiful white tea. This is like, this janky. It's like crunchy, it's kind of misformed and stuff. If it's not a Taiwanese white, the only other thing I can think of it being is a Malawi white tea. So Tamwa Tea Estate has a white tea that looks like this, and it looks kind of janky. I would be able to tell though between those two. Taiwan and Malawi are very distinct regions for me. So yeah, let's try it. Ooh, they have such a pretty sound. So I think it's a Taiwanese white tea. I almost wonder if Steven picked this just as an excuse to brew it out, because if it's the Taiwanese white, he really likes it. It smells like Taiwanese white, dude. What are you talking about? Are you trying to trick me? He's trying to trick me. This is too obvious. You trying to make me win? It smells like Taiwanese white. So we have a Taiwanese white tea. It's a Jinshuan that I haven't been able to get. So Jinshuan, which is the oolong cultivar used for milk oolong, but white tea. So if this is the one, it needs to be super creamy, but in like more of just the kind of aroma way, spicy, extremely sweet, smooth, herbaceous. And if it's the Malawi reads a little bit different. It's a little bit more woodsy.
Rinse that out there.
Yeah, okay. So we'll see what the second tea is. Are you just trying to make me win? So this is the Taiwan white. It's just unmistakable. This is one of my favorite teas, if it is what it is. So, I'm like, is Steven taking it easy on me? Yeah. Oh, we didn't say goodbye to Marjolaine. I'll say goodbye to her later. Henrique and Tanelandia, welcome to practice today. We're 1-0 so far. I guess the first tea, which was a Shang tea aged white. Cake of some sort. Now we're to a second blind tea tasting today, or round or tea, which looks like a Taiwanese white tea to me. Or the other thing I could think of being is a Malawi white tea. Otherwise, I haven't seen this kind of style before. It looks like, you know, no really common white tea. Look at how green the leaves are. Like mint green. Usually white peony will have a little bit more like, it just looks different. It's very crunchy and not very fuzzy, if you notice. White peony will usually have very fuzzy buds. There are no buds, really. The buds are very tiny, which also tells me this is not a Chinese white tea cultivar, because Chinese white tea plants that are popular these days, they tend to pick plants that are very sexy looking and have really fat buds, because the buds are very visually appealing. So when a plant has more buds, number one, you know, the buds are heavier, so the tea pickers can get more weight per bud. And many of you have seen like, oh, you know, white tea is like thousands of buds per kilo, tens of thousands of buds per kilo. If you're dealing with really, really tiny buds, because some tea plants have small buds, some have big buds. You can think about roses or apples. Some roses are big, some roses are small. Some apples are tiny, some apples are very big. Same thing with tea plants. Some tea plants have small buds, some have big buds. And the ones that are chosen for Chinese white teas, they tend to choose the ones with the big buds. Just more economically, makes sense more, you know? And yeah. This has got to be the Taiwanese Jinshuan. It tastes like it. Yeah. Terry Teapot, welcome. And Leafy Green Tea, nice to see you. Did Joe bring you over here? I can only think of that. We're actually trying to figure out if this is your tea or not. We have a Taiwanese Jinshuan white that we like a lot. And then your friend Joe, Fish Anywhere, sent us some of your sugar whites to try, which we haven't done yet. We've just been too busy noshing pour. But it's on the table. It's active. We're about to try it. In the next couple days. Now that it's really, really hot, I think it'll be perfect. So I'm like, well, would Steven brew me a tea that Joe sent us that we haven't brewed yet? Like, would he blind taste me on a tea we haven't had yet? He's almost like testing me if I can tell if it's our old tea or if it's something completely new. It does have that like Jinxuan vibe to it though. It doesn't have a lot of like big Jinxuan texture. And I think the leafy green one is not Jinxuan. I think it's Jinxuan. I can ask them, hey leafy green, you're sugar white. What cultivar is it? What cultivar is it? Am I cheating? It's a call a friend. Oh yeah. I'm gonna use my call a friend. This is Instagram Live. What are we gonna do? How does your leafy green sugar white tea taste? Okay, so Leafy Green is a vendor in Massachusetts. I didn't know, but you guys have a really beautiful brick and mortar space, which is, I mean, it's closed right now, but wow, it's just awesome. And dude, Joe is just amazing as a like relatively new. I don't even like using that word. But he's like, oh, I've never had pu'er before, but actually my taste is really good. Like, my palate's really good. I'm like, holy shit. You know, usually when someone's, like, that fast, I'm like, you gotta have, like, a really good tea shop next to you who's, like, serving up some good stuff. So that's where that is. It's Leafy Green. I'm really excited as well. Yeah. I don't know if this is yours, though. I should almost just show them the leaves. Does it look like your sugar white? Yeah. So this is the tea. We do have a, yeah, again, me and Steven have in our possession a Taiwanese Jinxuan white tea, which looks like this. Ooh, I can look at the leaves. But they're all torn up, so I can't look at the leaves. I can, if the leaves open up a little bit more, I can tell if it's Jinxuan cultivar or not. I am pretty sure this is not Chinese. It's not, yeah, it's not a Chinese mainland white tea. It's too weird. Yeah. Let's see. Lily DeFlove, welcome. Apathea. Eleanor, it's nice to see you. How's it going over there? We've been living some island vibes here, trying. It's so hot in Vegas right now. So I wish I had an ocean front to go along with the really hot weather. Lily is having some Jinxuan right now. Nice, nice. Leafy Green says Joe hangs out with us for hours and we just drink lots of tea. That's the best friggin' way. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think he also sent us some of your High Mountain tea. Yeah? Yeah. And a couple other things from another vendor. Yunnan sourcing, but I mean, I've had Yunnan sourcing before. I'm excited to try your teas. Sorry, Scott, if you happen to be on my Instagram Live. Scott is really cool too, though. Yeah, that man loves his dog. I saw it in action. We had lunch years ago, and we were out for like an hour and a half. And the only thing he could say is, I wonder how Lucy's doing at home alone right now. And that's it. What a guy. When a man loves his dog that much, I just can't. But yeah, I think this is the Taiwanese Jinxuan white. Leafy Green friends, what's the cultivar of sugar white? What kind of Taiwanese white tea is it? Is it a Jinxuan? This tastes like Jinxuan. It's got the spiciness. And Jinxuan is a really nice cultivar. Jinxuan, we were talking about types of tea plants, right? It's a type of tea plant from Taiwan. And it's known for having like a creamy taste to it when it's grown at high elevation. But it really depends on where it's growing. Not all Jinxuan will naturally have the milky aroma. It takes the processing step, like the tea maker, to know how to get that flavor out. Because if it's like a white tea, it actually has a different manifestation. And if it's grown at low elevation, it tastes different. If it's roasted, it tastes different too. So just because it's known as being the milk oolong cultivar, don't expect there to be the milky taste all the time with Jinxuan. But what I know about it is that it tends to be very flavor forward, but the texture and complexity is not that high. And this is very tasty, but it's not super complex. And it shouldn't last very long. I'm gonna wait for these leaves to open up to see if I can see the jagged Jinchuan edges. Remember that oolong one where I got excited? I thought it was Jinchuan, but I didn't open the leaves up long enough. Well, we'll try to make up for that this time. And unfortunately, I can't get more of the Taiwanese Jinchuan if this is what it is, because I got it from a farmer friend who did it once and then they never wanted to do it again because white tea is just not profitable for them in Taiwan. People want oolong, people want... yeah, it's just not... He's like, who's gonna buy it? Why? It's too difficult. And it's almost like you go to a French restaurant and they have like a Moroccan night, but you know, they don't usually stock Moroccan ingredients, they don't have all the equipment needed for Moroccan food. Maybe they had like a guest chef come in and help them with the Moroccan dishes, but a oolong farmer is equipped to do oolong. So for us to be like, oh, please, please do like one more white tea, please, please, please. They're like, That's why. Not everyone though. Another person who does some interesting teas is Mountain Stream in Taiwan, and they have really fascinating odd teas. I'm not sure if he has a Taiwanese white right now besides his Ruby 18 white. That's another really famous Taiwanese white tea, but Ruby 18 white tends to be oxidized pretty often when I see it as a white tea because it's grown at lower elevations. It's a black tea cultivar, so tendencies are, you know, they'll kind of like bruise it a little bit to bring out some of that Ruby 18 flavor. And there's no Ruby 18 flavor that I can pick up on here at all. If this is Ruby 18, I will eat something that's not gonna kill me, but still disgusting.
The slipper.
No, I will drink that entire pitcher of maple syrup that's on the table right now.
You're gonna enjoy that.
Okay, so so their sugar white is made from Dongding farmers oolong cultivar, so it's from Dongding. This doesn't have that Dongding kind of thing going on, so okay. So I don't think it's a sugar white from Leafy Green. If it is, it tastes very similar to our Taiwanese Jinchuan. We almost have to steep that afterwards now. Is that why you put this out? You're like you knew that I would want to do a side-by-side if you put this tea out. And yeah, I can't even name a vendor for this because it was never like it was just never sold like that. August, thank you for joining us. We have just a little bit more time to figure this out. Yeah, it's the Taiwanese Jinchuan, I think. Last thing we need to do. It's all flavor forward, by the way. There's almost no, like... Yeah, just taste the Jinchuan. It's very sexy. It's got really, really nice flavor. But, like, the classic, like, oh, big aftertaste and huigan and huiyin and, you know, it's so resonating, it lasts forever. It's not going to happen with a Jinchuan, typically. It's kind of like a aromatic and friendly and very easy drinking. This is very, very good for a Jinchuan, if it is what I think it is. It's got them round leaves. There we go. Yeah, I don't know, it's not that round. Okay, they're pretty round. Now I'm like trying to like dig through the leaves to see if I can find a, do you have more of this, Steven? No? Just outlying around? They are pretty round. Yeah, they're round. They're not that round though. Oh. What I'm looking for is the Jinchuan cultivar is very round and it has very jagged edges, even with the like young cultivars. Hey, is Leafy Green still here? Or anyone who's into Taiwan oolong. Does that look like Jinchuan to you? It's got the jagged edges. It's not that round though. Usually Jinchuan's like very, very round. I want it to just be a little bit rounder. But even the young leaves are jagged. So I think it is the Jinchuan. Yeah. I'm gonna be really sad if I get this one wrong. Steven, I don't know. Are you playing mind games with me? It's like you're gonna doubt yourself with a tea that you know so well. It's it's not that round. Is it a sugar white? It does have some aftertaste, but would Steven do that? I don't think so. Gosh. See, it's... Ugh. Okay, their sugar white is picked in late August. This does not feel like an August tea. So Josh was also having some Jinchuan and Rai Miao. Which way does the veins go? Ooh, that's something I don't know. The veins go, yeah, they're very broad, which is very Jinchuan to me. They're not like this. You know how like some of the Japanese and Qingxin also goes like this? They're like this. But I'm not getting a really clear read on the leaves because they're all like, I'm used to looking at them as like oolong leaves and they tend to be a little bit broader. The edges are crinkly. Yeah. It's very like this, like it's doing like a shaka. I really think this is the Jinchuan. What am I doing? I think I'm just second guessing myself.
Are you locking
in any other context, I would have been like, that's Jinchuan white. And I think I'm just psyching myself out. Do you guys want to figure out what it is? Yeah, it's a Jinchuan white. Is it? Okay, thank God it is a Jinchuan white.
It doesn't say anything on the back.
Yeah, oh my God. Why am I psyching myself out? See, like the context can really psych yourself because I know this tea. All that agonizing. This is a tea that like, let's say I met you on the streets of New York and you're like, hey, we have this tea. I'm like, oh, that's my Jinchuan white. How did you get that from my house? It's so unmistakable. But when you're put in this kind of environment where you're being tested, you can like play some games on yourself. I know this tea so well. It's very singular. Gosh, that's funny, huh? So you just have to be aware of the games you're playing on yourself. It's not just like a sensory game. I think I need to develop a little bit more confidence in myself because how's this? On a scale of 1 to 10 in difficulty, this is like a 1 that Steven picked for me. I don't know if he's just pitying me or, you know, yeah, I shouldn't, why am I second guessing myself? Which means that I won! Woohoo! It's the first time I won! The first time I won. This is the Jinchuan white tea, by the way. See, it came in like, it just came from the farmer.
I've been able to see that.
What's that? Yeah, they would have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, see? See, very, very different looking. It just doesn't look like any white tea from China. So when you see these kind of wabi-sabi looking white teas, they don't tend to be from mainland China. They're very particular about the look of their white teas.
Leafy Green does blind test on their staff.
What's that?
Read the comments.
Leafy Green do blind taste tests on their staff. It's always scary.
Once a week.
That's a lot, actually. Wow, I almost want to do a blind taste test once a week, too. We thought we did blind taste tests a lot for, you know, we have a tea club here locally, Leafy Green, and it's not industry folks, it's just anyone who likes tea. So some industry folks, like some people who worked in a tea shop or coffee shop before, but we do it quite a bit, but even then, see, now I find the one that really looks like Jinchuan, now that I'm like seeing clearly. But the thing is, I get psyched out because I have been totally confident. Like, I know this is Ali Shanghai Mountain and it's Japanese. I'm like, what the fuck? I like have literally drunk this tea a bazillion times, but the reason why it's really important for you to blind taste test tea, even more than like wine people, is that wine people have the benefit of having a bottle. So if you open a bottle in France of a certain wine and you open a bottle in New York of a certain wine, it's going to taste the same. For us tea people, whether it's Joe brewing it or our friends at Leafy Green or Lily or Claire, you know, or Eric, those people will brew that tea differently. And even me, being hot today, I'm using a different Gaiwan because I decided to go with a lower one. It's changing the flavor of the tea. And that's why we do our bowl brew style usually when we compare tea side by side. But I wanted to brew it just regularly because, yeah, I didn't feel like doing bowl brew today. But yeah, Wow, I just psyched myself out. Wow, I won. I don't know why it doesn't feel that exciting. But I won. Wow! So Team Ree, we're at 4-1. 1-4.
Your white tees.
1-4. Yeah, I know my white tees, I guess. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for day 38 of daily tea practice. Yeah, go drink some tea. Cheers. Woohoo! We did it! It was easy though. You took it easy on me.